Hey everybody, and welcome to the Gold IRA Blueprint. We're diving into gold as an investment today,
Sounds good.
looking at a guide to buying and selling it, and especially gold IRAs.
Right. And for anyone thinking about retirement, gold IRAs can be an interesting option.
For sure, making those golden years even better.
Oh, great.
Right. But let's back up for a sec.
Okay.
What even is it about gold that makes it so valuable?
Well, gold is rare. It's durable, doesn't rust or decay, and it's been a symbol of wealth and security for centuries.
Like that saying, good as gold.
Exactly. And that's why it's considered a safe haven asset. When things get a bit shaky, people turn to gold because it holds its value.
It's like a financial anchor in a storm.
Yeah,
I can see the appeal there,
definitely.
especially as you're planning for retirement.
hmm
But I've also heard gold can protect against inflation.
That's right. Inflation erodes purchasing power. But gold has this history of holding its value even when everything else is going up.
So it's a shield against inflation, making
Yeah.
sure your nest egg doesn't shrink over time. But gold prices aren't static, are they? They can fluctuate.
You're absolutely right. They're influenced by a lot of factors. Economic conditions like inflation definitely play a role. When inflation is high, people buy more gold, driving the price up.
Makes sense, supply and demand, right?
Exactly. And global events can have a huge impact too. Think about political instability or financial crises.
Oh, yeah.
People flock to gold as a safe haven, and that pushes prices higher.
Wow, so gold's got a sixth sense for global happenings.
You could say that.
That's really interesting. It really reflects how interconnected the global financial system is.
It does.
And if you're thinking about buying or selling gold,
Yeah.
there are two key indicators, the spot price and the melt price.
Right.
Could you break those down for me?
Sure. The spot price, think of it as the current market price for gold. It's what you'd pay to buy gold right now. The melt price
Yeah.
is the value of the pure gold content in a coin or bar.
So like the intrinsic value of the gold itself.
Precisely.
Okay, I got it. So let's say someone is ready to buy some gold. What are their options?
Well, you could buy physical gold, like bullion, those American Gold Eagle coins or bars.
Yeah, you can hold the gold in your hand. That's cool.
It is. But you also need to think about storage and security if you go that route. Then there's gold coins, which often have historical value,
Huh.
which appeals to collectors.
So it's like owning a piece of history.
Exactly. And if you're not into physically holding gold, you can look into exchange-traded funds or ETFs.
ETFs,
Mhm.
right? Those funds that track the price of gold. But how do they work?
It's like a basket of assets, in this case gold, that's represented by shares. You can buy and sell those shares on the stock market.
Okay.
It's a more liquid option than physical gold, meaning it's easier to buy or sell.
So you're investing in gold without having to store it yourself.
Exactly. And lastly, you have gold stocks, which represent ownership in gold mining companies.
So you're betting on the success of those companies.
Precisely. It's a way to participate in the gold market indirectly.
Wow, so many options. Before we get too deep into those, I want to remind our listeners, if you're serious about exploring a gold IRA, head over to goldirablueprint.com/exclusive for a free checklist. It'll help you choose the right company.
That's a good idea.
Now, let's say you've decided to buy gold. What are some good places to do that?
Research is key. You want to deal with reputable sources like online dealers, APMX, and Kitco.
Yeah.
They're known for their transparency and security.
So they're a good place to start?
They offer a wide selection and often provide educational resources.
Well, that's nice, like having a guide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can also explore local coin shops or consider auctions.
So many possibilities.
Right.
But let's flip it.
Okay.
Let's talk about selling gold.
Sure.
What's that process like?
Similar to buying it requires due diligence.
Hmm.
First, assess your gold.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quality purity weight.
Okay.
Then research current market prices.
You need to know what you have and what it's worth.
Exactly. You can visit local coin shops or online dealers for appraisals. Compare offers from multiple sources.
Like selling a house, you want the best deal.
Exactly. Then once you've found a buyer, you can finalize the sale.
Makes sense. But before we move on to gold IRAs, I want to touch on why a retiree would even consider adding gold to their portfolio.
That's a good question. Remember that safe haven aspect we discussed?
I do.
That's a major advantage for retirees seeking stability for their savings.
Especially during market swings.
Precisely, gold holding its value during uncertainty can provide peace of mind.
And peace of mind is golden,
It is.
especially thinking about retirement. What other benefits does gold offer?
Diversification is crucial in investing. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Gold can be a powerful diversifier.
Like adding a different ingredient to the mix.
Exactly. Gold has a different risk and return profile than stocks and bonds, so it can help balance out fluctuations.
So it's a shock absorber for your portfolio.
I like that. And let's not forget liquidity. Gold is highly liquid, meaning you can convert it into cash pretty easily.
Reassuring for unexpected expenses,
For sure.
but every investment has its risks. What are some risks with buying and selling gold?
You're right. Price volatility is one. Yes, gold can be a safe haven, but its price can still fluctuate, meaning potential for gains and losses.
So it's not a sure thing.
Exactly. Another risk is counterfeit gold.
Oh, right.
That's why buying from reputable sources and checking authenticity is so important.
Buyer beware.
Precisely. And lastly, storage and security are important considerations if you're holding physical gold.
It's like protecting treasure.
You need to think about things like home safes or bank safety deposit boxes.
This is great information. We've covered a lot already, but we've only scratched the surface of gold IRAs.
We have.
Before we get into those, can you remind us about that melt price and why it's important?
Of course, it's the base value of your gold based on its pure gold content.
Okay.
It's essentially what someone would pay for the metal if they melted down your coins or bars.
So it's the fundamental value of the gold itself.
Precisely. Understanding the melt price is crucial for evaluating offers.
So you're not getting ripped off.
Right. It empowers you to make informed decisions.
It's like your secret weapon.
You could say that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, we've laid the groundwork. Now let's shift gears and dive into gold IRAs.
Sounds good. For retirees looking to diversify their savings and protect their wealth, gold IRAs offer a unique and potentially lucrative avenue.
Okay, I'm intrigued. But can you explain what a gold IRA actually is for those of us who aren't financial wizards?
Of course. A gold IRA is a self-directed individual retirement account that allows you to hold physical gold bullion coins, bars, as part of your retirement savings.
So instead of stocks and bonds, you have actual gold in your IRA.
Exactly. It's like a traditional IRA, but with a twist.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's where those benefits come in, right? Diversification, hedging against inflation, potential for growth.
Precisely.
So you get the security of gold and the tax benefits of a retirement account.
Exactly.
That sounds appealing.
Right.
But I'm curious about the logistics. How do you set one up and manage it?
Well, it's a bit more involved than opening a regular IRA. First, you need to choose a custodian. This is a specialized financial institution that holds and administers your gold IRA.
So they make sure everything's done by the book.
Right. They comply with IRS regulations.
So it's like having a gold guardian.
Exactly. The custodian also helps you acquire the gold for your IRA. Remember those reputable dealers we talked about?
Yeah.
Your custodian will work with them to purchase the gold you choose.
So they're like a trusted intermediary.
Exactly. They ensure the gold meets IRS requirements for purity, and they handle the secure storage.
Okay, so you've got your custodian and they've helped you buy the gold. What's next? How do you manage the IRA?
Managing a gold IRA is similar to managing other IRAs.
Okay.
You make contributions within the annual limits set by the IRS,
Uh-huh.
and you work with your custodian to make investment decisions, buying, selling, or holding gold as market conditions change.
So you still have control, but the custodian is there to guide you.
Exactly. They provide you with statements, handle reporting, and ensure everything aligns with IRS regulations.
That sounds reassuring,
Yeah.
but are there any downsides to gold IRAs?
While they offer advantages, it's important to be aware of a few considerations. One is the cost. Okay. Gold IRAs typically have higher fees compared to traditional IRAs that hold stocks and bonds.
So you need to factor that into your strategy.
Absolutely. And remember, the value of gold, even within an IRA, can fluctuate.
So there's no guarantee.
Right. While it's historically been a safe haven, there's no guarantee of returns.
So even with a gold IRA, gold investments still carry market risks.
Precisely. You got to approach it with a balanced perspective, understanding both the rewards and the risks.
Makes sense, finding the right balance for your situation and retirement goals.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of finding the right balance, choosing the right gold IRA company seems crucial.
You hit the nail on the head. It's paramount. You want a company that prioritizes transparency, security, and customer satisfaction.
Okay.
When evaluating providers, do your homework. Check their track record. How long have they been in business? What do their customer reviews say?
Like checking references.
Exactly. You want to be confident that your gold is in safe hands.
For sure.
Then scrutinize their fee structure. Are their fees clear, reasonable, transparent? Nobody wants hidden costs. And finally, assess their customer service. Are they responsive and helpful? Do they offer educational resources and guidance? A good company should be a partner in your retirement journey, not just a service.
They should be invested in your success.
Exactly. They should be there to support you every step of the way.
That's helpful. It's like a roadmap for gold IRAs.
Yeah.
We've been talking about gold in general, but let's dive into the specifics of gold IRAs.
Yeah.
Are there certain types of gold that are eligible for a gold IRA?
Yes. The IRS has guidelines about what types of gold you can hold in a gold IRA.
Okay.
It needs to meet certain purity standards, typically 99.5% pure or higher.
So not just any gold bar or coin will do.
Right. It needs to meet those IRS benchmarks.
Uh-huh.
This ensures you're investing in high-quality, recognized gold that holds its value. Common forms include American Gold Eagle coins, Canadian Maple Leaf coins, and gold bars from reputable sources.
Those are the iconic ones you see in movies.
Exactly. Your custodian will guide you on the specifics.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you have options, but they need to fit within those guidelines. Makes sense. Now, let's say someone's approaching retirement or already retired.
Yeah.
How do they access the gold in their IRA? What are the withdrawal options?
Good question. With a gold IRA, you have a couple of options. You can take a distribution in the form of physical gold, meaning you receive the actual coins or bars.
So you can hold it?
You can. Or you can choose to sell the gold and receive the proceeds in cash.
Okay, that makes sense.
This gives you flexibility.
It's like a safety net.
Precisely. And just like traditional IRAs, withdrawals are subject to taxes.
Right.
This is where a financial advisor can be helpful. They can help you understand the tax implications and make informed decisions.
So strategic planning is key.
Absolutely. It's all about creating a smooth transition into those golden years.
This has been so insightful. We've covered so much from the basics to the nuances of gold IRAs.
It has.
But before we wrap up this segment, I want to emphasize something for our listeners, due diligence. Can you talk about the importance of thorough research when considering a gold IRA?
Absolutely. Investing in a gold IRA is a big decision. Thorough research is paramount. You need to understand the market, the types of gold, the fees and regulations.
Right. It's not just about jumping in. It's about making informed decisions.
It is. It's important to be an educated investor, especially with retirement.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power when it comes to planning your financial future.
It is.
So take the time to do the research, explore the options, and make choices that set you up for a secure and fulfilling retirement.
Definitely.
We've covered a lot today about gold and gold IRAs.
We have.
But it feels like we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah, gold is a fascinating asset, and gold IRAs offer a unique way to incorporate it into your retirement plan.
For sure.
But like with any investment, it's important to do your research, weigh the pros and cons, and make decisions that align with your individual circumstances.
That makes sense. Now, a lot of people listening are probably wondering how gold actually fits into a retirement portfolio. I mean, we traditionally think of stocks and bonds, right? So how does gold change that picture?
Well, I see it as gold acts as a stabilizer. Stocks and bonds are important, but they can be volatile. Gold, on the other hand, tends to hold its value, especially during economic uncertainty.
So it's like a safety net if the market takes a downturn.
Exactly. And because gold's price movements often move in the opposite direction of stocks and bonds, it can help reduce the overall volatility.
That's good to hear, especially for retirees who might not have as much time to recover from market losses.
Precisely. It's about creating a smoother ride.
And gold can help protect against inflation too, right?
Yes, inflation erodes purchasing power. But gold has historically held its value well during those inflationary periods.
It helps preserve the value of your savings.
Exactly.
This is making a lot of sense. But I'm also thinking about the practicalities of a gold IRA. If you have gold in your IRA, can you actually see it?
That depends. Some custodians offer what's called segregated storage, meaning your gold is physically separated and identifiable. Other custodians use commingled storage, where your gold is pooled with other investors' gold.
So with segregated storage, you could go see your gold bars or coins.
Exactly. It gives you that tangible ownership.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
But I imagine there are pros and cons to each type of storage.
There are. Segregated storage can be more expensive, but it offers that peace of mind of knowing where your gold is. Commingled storage is usually more cost-effective, but you don't have individual identification.
So it's a trade-off between cost and control. Now, earlier we talked about choosing a gold IRA company, and you mentioned transparency and reputation. Are there any red flags people should watch out for? Things that might indicate a company isn't trustworthy?
Yes, one red flag is unrealistic promises about returns. Remember, gold, like any investment, has risks. A company that guarantees high returns is probably not being straight with you.
Got it. What else?
High-pressure sales tactics.
Yeah.
If you feel pressured, that's a sign to step back and do more research.
Okay, good advice.
And finally, be wary of companies that lack transparency about their fees or storage practices.
So do your homework and choose a company that's transparent, trustworthy, and has your best interests in mind.
Exactly. Your retirement savings are precious.
They are. This has been such a fascinating dive into the world of gold and gold IRAs. I feel like our listeners are leaving today a lot more informed about their retirement planning.
I hope so. It's been great talking with you.
Before we go, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Just a reminder that gold can be a valuable part of a retirement portfolio. It offers diversification, potential protection against inflation, and that sense of security that can be so important. But remember, do your research, understand the risks, and choose a reputable company to guide you.
That's great advice. And for anyone ready to start exploring gold IRAs, don't forget to check out the free checklist at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive. It'll help you choose the right company for your needs. Thanks for joining us today, and here's to a golden retirement.